So guys, after campaigning for Tinubu in the last election, some APC chieftains are now dumping him, saying he has no idea on how to lead Nigeria and that he must be ousted come 2027. So guys, you can imagine what is happening in Nigeria. These politicians, they will come together and provide the worst of candidates. We saw it even in the time of Buhari. Now, the same thing happened under Tinubu. Now you can see that still the APC chieftain, they are now distancing themselves from, from the Tinubu's leadership. We've seen El-Rufai, who has come out to talk about the APC and say they don't know what they are doing. You can imagine. And now again, this APC chieftain, Mr. Lukman, is here to blast the Tinubu's government. Say Tinubu has no idea on what leadership is all about, especially when it has to do with Nigeria. Just take a look at what this man has got to say. Take a look.
Okay, it has worked in some instances in Africa, but it has also not worked in many instances. 3, what are your grievances? You haven't been, a key member of the APC. Now you are saying Nigeria needs better leaders. What do you think is wrong with the APC that you are asking all the critics, opponents of the administration to come together and push the same APC out of power? Sour grape?
Well, Dr. Bati, I think let's remain focused. What is wrong with the APC is what is wrong with Nigeria. And my view, and I think the view of most Nigerians, that our democracy should give something much more better than what we have today. And I am not making any new proposal. If you have been following the debate during the merger negotiations that produced the APC, all these arguments have been raised about the kind of leadership a political party should have and what is required for a party to really position itself to direct elected representative to meet the expectation of citizens. And if we argue that APC has failed, the failure of APC is largely due to its inability to meet a number of some of those criteria. Yes, I was a member of the National Working Committee of the APC. I was part and parcel of the APC from formation to possibly the present day, But that does not disqualify some of us from highlighting some of the limitations of the APC. And I think in terms of the problem of democracy, what were first the problem of Nigerians with PDP that led to the defeat of PDP in 2015? The major issue is that there is no competition within the party. The culture of imposition has taken over the party, so much so that it is predictable. Anybody who has close relationship with Abuja, with the presidency, can pick ticket at any level of the party without bothering to contract relationship with other members of the party. And I think those were some of the issues that we used to campaign against the PDP and made the APC popular. And Nigerians trusted us and believed that we were capable of producing a party that can drive the process of changing Nigeria, which was the campaign mantra in 2015. Unfortunately, I am not shy. We failed, largely because we ended up with another variant of PDP. The culture of imposition took over. Yes, we fought, and this is part of my grievance with President Asuaju. Asuaju knew very well. We stood up and faced what you call the cabal in the presidency under former President Buhari, to fight and ensure that a level playing field was provided within the party, which enabled him to win the ticket and become the presidential candidate of the party. So having done that, our expectation was that will return the party to its founding vision and begin to build a party that can now implement all the campaign promises and direct all elected representatives. But instead, what we see is that a more superior variant of imposition took over, so much so that the party became a parastatal of the presidency of government. Leadership of the party cannot say anything contrary to what President Asuwaju wants. And so long as that is the case, we can make progress. Now, coming back to some of the issues which you highlighted, which I raised in the last piece, is basically like an appeal to our opposition leaders. Because look, if we continue to play politics the old way, then Nigeria is not going to get any better. We are not going to produce better leaders. We will produce new set of leaders which may continue the practice of imposition and become emperors, so much so that everybody is now rushing to them to now access favors in government and what have you. And that is not what democracy should be about. I think the conference of last week, one of the most important things that came out of it was the statement by the former vice president of Ghana, who was the presidential candidate that was defeated, who made the point that politicians must be able to subordinate their personal ambition to the bigger interests of the country. And I think that is where we are today. And as far as I'm concerned, if that is the case, and several times, even on your studio, I hear people lamenting about how in Second Republic we had an MPN where the president, when it comes to party meeting, is an ordinary member. Chief Adisa Akinloye, who is the party chairman, is the leader of the party. Now, if we are going to get back to that, it's not after election and after defeating Asuwaju and produce a president with that mentality. That is now we begin to now align ourselves and ensure that in the whole campaign to defeat APC, we are not replicating exactly the mistake APC has made. We must tell all leaders, first, drop your ambition, and in dropping your ambition, you must also be ready to make the needed sacrifice to commit yourself to building the party. If your strategy is all about, okay, let's have a party, and after having a party, we ensure that we impose your surrogates to become leaders of the party, then we are going back to square one. And I think the Nigerians should begin to watch. And once they see some of these leaders taking position in the party, it should give them confidence that, yes, this party is a serious business, is going to depart from the old ways, and to that extent, therefore, the prospect of meeting the expectation of citizens will be high. Other than that, I think we may just be deceiving ourselves and imagining that, and deceiving Nigerians, and imagining that we can produce anything better.
All right, okay. In this quest to produce something better, I mean, obviously, for you to be looking for a different alternative come 2027, you have adjudged this particular administration and government as a failure. So you're looking for, and that's probably why you're looking for a change in 2027. But I want to ask you, directly, because you're talking about how the previous or past leaders are part of the problems that we currently have. In fact, a quote credited to you says that some of them on account of their influential roles in past administration and the failures of those administrations should be humble enough to take a back seat in an effort to build a strong coalition to strengthen Nigerian politics. Instead, it is more like a case of unrepentant show of shame. In the events that any of these past leaders, some of whom are the leaders of these parties you've talked about forming a coalition, in the event that they are not prepared to take a back seat, what is the alternative? Would you propose perhaps a breath of fresh air with a totally new set of people who are willing to take the nation forward? Because like you already said, many of these parties are just a replica of what we have currently in the APC. Well,
Ayo, thank you very much. First, I will say that it's not a question of trying to get rid of the old guards. No. I think fundamentally, my view, and I have said that several times, that what we have now made it only possible for leaders to show their bad side. And that the only way to push leaders to put their best side, put their right foot in the business of leadership will be to create the framework, strengthen the structures of political parties that will subordinate them and make them accountable. I have said so several times. I believe from former President Jonathan to former President Buhari and now President Asuwaju, I believe under a different condition, they may turn out to be better leaders. Unfortunately, they also contribute to a situation where they turn out the way they did. If we are going to depart from that, which is why I'm saying, first and foremost, we must build a political party. You know, a party that everybody will subordinate himself. The level of subordination is possible. I give you, for instance, if all the people you mentioned, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, Mr. Peter Obi, Mr. Rotimi Amechi, all of them, if they subordinate themselves and go through competitive, because part of the problem, a number of them were not able to develop the kind of relationship that will enable them to access even good advice. You know, the strategy is basically that, look, I want you to subordinate yourself to me. Once you turn it the other way around, they may turn out to be better leaders. But I think, sincerely speaking, we should not beg the question. Nigeria deserves much more better. And that current leaders, and I said that in the article you referred to, they must answer the question, what is their vision for the country? Is their vision for the country only to become president of Nigeria? We have seen that with President Buhari, former President Buhari. We have seen that now with President Asuwaju. They have become president. They have achieved their vision. And in the end, it's debatable whether they are any better in terms of public standing. Once they are out of office, people will forget them. My appeal and my prayer is that within our lifetime, we'll be able to produce leaders who will work for the country. And on the basis of that, citizens will love them, generation to come will continue to remember them. I mean,
Okay, sir.
in countries like US, we keep hearing Washington, we keep hearing so many names of past presidents.
Okay. Real quickly.
But we need to work for that.
I want to ask you, didn't you know that President Tinubu just had the conviction of, I just want to be president, when you supported the APC in the last election? Because now you are talking about idealism, but a lot of people will say, you supported this same man that just wanted to be president, that said it was a life ambition, so would you expect anything different from him? That's number one. Number two, all these people you've mentioned, they too just want to be president, and that's the stark reality. So you thinking they are going to think of Nigeria first, it's not. I mean, there's one out of all of these men that you mentioned that said to somebody that as long as I live, I'll keep running for president. So it's just that tag of being Nigerian president. Those are my two questions, sir. So they can't seem to come together. That's the problem.
First, Rufai, thank you. Thank you very much, Rufai. I will continue to debate all these issues. Yes, I supported President Asuwaju. Whether I am aware his ambition is just to become president, I can say publicly. I had the conviction that President Asuwaju is truly a progressive politician and a Democrat, and which was why I invested my support for him. But I didn't wait. Once I see he's departing from those beliefs I had, I didn't wait any longer. And I was not pushed by anybody. In fact, if anything, most of the criticism I receive today, people keep telling me that it's a mistake for you to have resigned. You should have waited to fight inside. I mean, I could have only waited to compromise myself and become part of the establishment and become part of the infrastructure or physical structure of APC. And at the end of the day, damage myself. I mean, I am humble enough to admit, yes, my judgment was wrong, you know. And I said so, maybe not on this channel, I said so. It's a challenge to President Asuwaju to prove many of us wrong. And if he did that, I will be the first to come out and apologize publicly and say, again, I was wrong. But to the extent that you continue arrogantly in the direction he is going, without remorse that he has departed from all the promises he has made to Nigerians, I mean, I have no apology to him. I'll continue to stand and campaign against both the APC and his administration. But in doing that, which leads me to your second question, life is about making choices. I will not shy away from making a choice simply because I make mistakes in the past. I'll continue to make choices with my eyes wide open so as not to repeat past mistakes, which is why today I am standing where I am, engaging all our political leaders in a direction. All of them also should not put themselves in the line of repeating the same old mistake previous leaders have made. We are all human. Nobody is perfect. They may have made mistakes in the past, but to the extent that they are able to admit that the old ways are wrong and come and work together to produce a new reality, which will now begin to push them to show their good side, I will have no problem. And I think as Nigerians, we must have confidence that we can be able to get things right.
Okay, Mr. Lukman. Well, opposition politics has worked in Senegal, it has worked in Kenya, it has worked in Zambia, and also in Malawi. But it has also failed in some other places. For example, Sierra Leone, Namibia, you know, so it's not foolproof. But I understand where you're coming from. And the issue is about lack of trust among opposition leaders, the ability to work together, ego, and all of those issues about legitimacy. But we'll see whether your recommendation will play out.
So guys, you can see that these people, they are taking Nigeria for granted. I mean, these people take us for granted. You've had all the questions thrown at them, at this man by Rufai, Dr. Abati, and the rest of it. You can see that these people, they are taking us for granted. They will know that the candidate cannot perform. They will know that the candidate has nothing to offer. They will know that the candidate has nothing to bring to the table. They will know that the candidate is going to be docile. They will know that this candidate is handicapped, looking at the age, looking at the health situation. But still, they forced it on Nigerians. Now it is not helping the North. The North is now revolting that they want Tinubu out today. So guys, you can see what is happening in this country. This is why we keep saying that, honestly, leadership is not just wake up and say, Emilokon, it's my turn. No, that's not leadership. Tinubu has been there. There is nothing unique that you can lay hold on and say this is what this government has done for the Nigerian people. They keep making bogus promises they know they cannot fulfill. They keep saying things they know they cannot bring to pass. And that is why we have to, Nigerian youths, it is left in our hands to take over this country, because you see these APC chieftains. Okay, recently they said the PDP members in Lagos that joined the APC were given 50 million each. Nigerians, can you hear it? That the PDP members that joined the APC were given 50 million. Hey, this one is money na water. I mean, money na water. The APC can do anything to buy people over. You know, when they know they have got nothing to offer. When they know they don't have any idea on what leadership is all about. See, when Buhari came in, even no WAEC certificate, Buhari plunged Nigeria into dungeon. Now Tinubu came and people were like, okay, at least Tinubu will do better. Now the situation on ground, even that of Buhari, is better. You see the kind of leaders we have in this country. And when they see young leaders who are wanting to make sure that this country works for everybody, they will not want to come and vote, especially in the north. You know, the north has been one of the biggest challenges in the progress of this country. Come 2027, now you see some of their leaders, their clerics will just tell them who to vote. Sheepishly, they will vote for the person, whether the person has your interests at heart or not. Because your leaders will be the one to go and collect this money from these politicians. They will even eat it without giving any to you. Then they will then tell you what to do, and then you will sheepishly do it. You cannot even question them. You cannot even know how did they arrive at this point. You will just do it because your leaders have asked you to do, and that is why we keep having this problem. Anyway, the level of education in the north is very poor. If not, tell me how somebody can just wake up, be the one to dictate to you when to eat, how to eat, place to eat, and all that. No. The north is supposed to stand up. Since they say they have the highest of population, how are they maximizing that population? Are they using it to destroy Nigeria or to build Nigeria? We have a country where even underage children vote in the north because somebody wants to win and nobody is willing to probe it. So guys, honestly, under the Tinubu's government, there's nothing one cannot see. There's nothing one cannot see. And I'm happy that the APC chieftain themselves, they are now the one coming out to blast Tinubu. And I believe more of them are going to come out before the 2027 presidential election to tell Nigerians how they've destroyed this country and still claiming that the country is better under them. So guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please turn on the notification bell. Give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others. And drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.